Two, protecting them in times of defending their rights as a legitimate people that are doing the legitimate business. Three, protecting them in times of intimidation. So a whole lot of things.
So who tends to intimidate drivers around?
We have a whole lot of elements that are intimidating drivers. Number one, you talk about the task force. This time around, there are several groups. The next thing you see, they call themselves the task force. So when you have a whole group of people that see that the driving job or coming to collect money from driver is a very lucrative business. So what they do is to find one what do they call, one arrow or something, back themselves up, go on the roads,
and start
intimidating drivers, collecting money from them, and because driver does not have a voice, then there's nothing he can do. And some instance, the annoying part of it is that sometimes when you report all this whole thing to authority seem to have a depth here. I don't know if there's a collaboration, which I cannot tell. But we also know some area where there's a collaboration. But in generality, in Rivers State, it's a very serious issue in Rivers State, and we don't know what to do because we have been talking on radio, we have been writing series of letters and all that to authorities, and we are not.
Okay, so it's interesting that you are a different group from NURTW, and NURTW is well known in this country since the 1980s. So correct. A lot of people have had good knowledge of NURTW. Yeah. So now you are a different faction. From a different group from NURTW. Yeah. It does not make it difficult, to as well plead your case. If you go and meet police, or government or CO, we are a different body. Now, if you are different from NURTW, do they force your drivers to join NURTW or force your drivers to join Urban Drivers Association?
Although in this instance, the matter here is not.
I know.
But to answer your question. Our association is a well-registered body, so anybody that is legitimate by law also have a right to do their business. Has been enshrined in the law that establishes them. Then, so therefore, the police or any other authority does not have any option than to ensure that they provide that safety environment for that people to even be legitimate to do their business. So in this instance, whether we are coming yesterday or today, that is not even the issues. What is the issues is if you are legally permitted to operate.
Okay.
So that is that.
Okay. So now that a lot of people now know that there's a group called Urban Drivers Association, because like I said, a lot of people prior to now probably didn't know about Urban Drivers Association. Everybody just knows NURTW. So it's a separate group. Now, this issue of double taxation that you made mention, it's a big problem in Rivers State. We've had the governor at one point say, look, we're going to make sure there's only one ticket. The Ministry of Transportation said they were going to work around that issue, because it's not just drivers, keke riders as well are also
yes, they are part of it. Yeah.
Okay, so this drama, these quarrels that you have with the Rivers State Task Force against illegal trading and
motor
parks. Have you had conversations with that body? Have they called you, are the state president? Have they called you and say, Oga Komo, let us talk, let us know what we are meant to do? Do you have that interaction?
Okay, when what really happened is that in the first instance, the issue of that ticketing, by the grace of God, I was the brain behind the unified ticket in Rivers State when Onoge was there. So Urban Drivers has been doing a lot for drivers.
Okay.
We made the proposal, and the authorities see it wise to go by it. And by today, it's something that the government is benefiting from. The essence of that was to see that we limit the essence of double ticketing and to give the drivers an environment to do their business in the entire River State. Because when you have that unified ticketing, what that means is that you can go to any local government, any place in River State with that ticket, and nobody will molest you. But we are beginning to see that there are a whole lot of element that is also coming into the system now to defy that arrangement, and nobody is trying to do anything. They will come back again and rise against that. Then coming to what the question you asked, Mr. Felix, let me start from when Bright was there. I think when Bright was there, we actually had a meeting with Bright initial time. Then when Felix came on board, Felix come once for a meeting, but that's not enough. Those what do they call that? Their area group leaders, like we have Rumokoro area.
Yes, they're supervisors for the task force. Yeah,
I think it is duty bound on them to actually be getting frequent meeting with driver operating within that area. That should be the right way, but that one has not been done. They don't do the source. What they think of or what they actually know is that at the end of the day, every morning as they wake up, their work is just to come and harass people.
But their work is not to come and harass people. And once again, I can understand the vexation from a driver's point of view, who feel that these tax force members are just harassing you. But they have a duty. And if we're honest, Lekian, if we're honest, we see a lot of drivers around Port Harcourt who regularly defy normal traffic laws. I enter taxis. Sometimes you are in the taxi and then the taxi driver decides to, stay on the road and say, hey, enter. You're smack on the middle of the road. Sometimes, the taxi drivers will not go into the assigned parks, and you can say maybe even the passengers are at fault because you see passengers waiting for those kind of people to come. But you see, the tax force people are meant to make sure that those things don't occur. So I don't know if it's just because they want to oppress drivers or extort drivers. That's why they have these issues. But you are telling Rivers people now that the tax force, to the best of your knowledge, they've not called you, Urban Drivers Association, and say, okay, come, let us have a regular meeting. Let us remind you people what you are meant to do. When you're meant to do. They've not done that.
Yes, that's what we are saying. They don't have that administrative thinking or operational thinking as regard to how to interface with people that they are doing the job with. Are you hearing me? Because it's actually because the driver is there or whosoever that has been prescribed by law for them to handle, and that is why they are doing what they are doing. So in a wise society, I think is it necessary or there's need to sometimes see how you can frequently educate or interact with those people, so that it will also justify some of your operation. I want to also let you know that even the composers of the task force itself is an issue.
Okay. Yes. All right. So we'll talk about that when we go for a break. We have an advert. When we're done with the adverts, we'll come back. We'll talk a little bit about, how these relations can be improved upon. Don't go anywhere. 90.3 Nigeria Info. believe the rain has started to abate. So yes, as you go around, please do well. Drive carefully. This is not the time for you to test the upper limits of your car. Drive safely. Be very cautious. And for those of you, if you're not familiar with an area, look around for drivers. Look around for indicators as to where it's safe for you to drive through. Now we're back with Comrade Lekian this morning. He is from the Urban Drivers Welfare Association. He is the state president once again. Okay, now let's talk to what happened. Let's talk about what happened recently, Comrade Lekian. We're meant to have Jeremiah. Yeah. Is he going to be this morning? I'm going to open the phone line so that we can get to, as it were, talk to you the listener this morning. If there are drivers who are listening, who have contributions to make, want to get to hear from them shortly. But before we do that, let's talk about these confrontations that drivers have with task force members. Like I told you before the break, sometimes, and I've seen this, sometimes the drivers are clearly wrong. They are parked where they're not meant to park. And then sometimes I've seen some of them drive against traffic, what we call one-way driving. We see them do that. And then when the task force stop them, right, particularly when they're parked where they're not meant to be parked, or maybe they're picking up passengers where they're not meant to pick up, it leads to a fight. So if you're talking about their welfare, right, isn't part of their welfare letting them know that, look, you shouldn't do the wrong things? Do you tell them that?
The fact about that is that it is our own duty to actually orientate our own drivers on various issues like traffic matters, security matters, and what have you, because all come together, which we have been doing through with the avenues of getting when we convey meeting, we talk to them.
Okay, so you have meetings.
Yes.
Okay.
Like today, there will be meeting there.
Okay.
By 11 o'clock, and these are things we do. We talk to them, even the one that are not doing well. We also make sure that there is a little in-house fine for that. Another issue is that we also have what they call monitoring team. Some of our team of officers who go about.
This is organized by yourselves.
Yes.
Interesting.
Monitoring the activities of our members on the road. I think by the grace of God, the former commissioner of police of Rivers State, Friday Ebuka, grant us that permit, and we are working with that in Rivers State. So, but there is no way that we use in all. The only thing you can do is to see how you can. With the best of our ability, we are trying to see what we can do to also assist the public and the government to sanitize the road. Then coming to the issue of task force and the drivers, when the drivers are they are apprehending the drivers, when they contravene and all that. What happened is that based on the activities, some reckless actions of the task force, sometimes you don't know when the drivers are at fault and when they are not at fault. The issue is that the task force now, they are not working in accordance with their law, the law that established them. What they are doing now is that power has been given to them. Police is with us, civil defense with us, we're gone, so we can use it and intimidate people. Now you talk about
that's what you feel they're doing right
now. Yes. When you talk about wrong parking, a place can be seen as no parking zone when there is a proper or identified rules that is being provided.
So no signs in those places.
Yes, when there's no sign that this is where you are supposed to park and this is where you are not supposed to park, we find it within me fit that the right thing to do is the drivers to clear way, give way for other traffic
to move.
Move. Are you hearing me? But in this instance, what they do is that they will just tell you, if they just see you feel that they can intimidate you, they will just come and say, hey, why do you park here? And at the end of the day, you are apprehended. So that's not the way to do it. They should also be advocates of how to sanitize, not only contravene or intimidating people. They should be in the forefront of sanitizing the same drivers. They are working to better their lot. If as you put it in that way, are you hearing me? when you are not giving them proper information, are you hearing me? Because you want them to be deformed so that you can apprehend them anytime you want. So these are the issues we are having with them.
We're going to definitely invite the reps for the Diversity Task Force, and we'll also get to hear their side of this conversation, because obviously, it will be
better we are here one on one.
No, you have made yours. We will give them the opportunity to come and say, oh no, this is what we do. This is how we do it.
They always debunk it.
It's not a matter of debunking. We'll hear your side. We hear your side. But now this fights. I do know sometimes on the Nigerian road, people are hot-tempered. I've seen drivers. Sometimes will not carry today. It happened in Lagos 2 weeks ago. Will not carry passengers today because Agboros are disturbing us. We have tax force also disturbing us. So let everybody just rest. But sadly, when this young man died, the one that died recently,
Comrade Simeon.
Some people were critical in that they said, okay, so somebody died. Why then did the drivers now decide to block the road? Yes, they didn't disturb anybody per se. They did not beat anybody or act reckless. But you blocked the road. You now prevented people who were trying to go from one place to the other from doing so. You now prevented people who probably had emergencies from also attending to their emergencies. I'm very sure you were not there at the very moment that thing happened. But couldn't word have been sent and say, no, we don't do things like this. Instead, let's go to the proper authorities and make complaints.
Okay. Well, it has been a culture in Nigeria that if we look at even the NSC, you see that when Nigeria or when authorities are supposed to do what they're supposed to do and they refuse to do it, the next thing they do is to go on peaceful demonstration. And how do they go about that? They go on the road and demonstrate. Are you hearing me? So the way they go about it is another angle, but it's just a proper way of letting government to hear grievances. It has been a culture for years.
Well, it might have been something that people have been doing, but that doesn't make it right. Because, like I said, particularly on that day, people said, we got comments. Look, fine, something bad happened.
Yes.
But the fact that something bad happened doesn't mean that you should not make bad things happen to everybody. People were probably going to the hospital on that road that day, could not go. People were probably going to work or even returning. People were trying to go and pick their children, could not go. Now, once again, we understand that it was a bad thing to happen. But shouldn't there have been a better way? Okay, it has happened. Let's go and meet the police, or let's go and meet the tax force, or let's even go to government house and say, Governor, see what has happened.
Okay. If I go by what you are saying, I think if the task force officials are nenate enough, they should have known that in a civil society of this manner, there should be a very serious gravity of their action, serious one, and because of that, they will have treated with serious caution. Now, let me come. For example, you just emergency or suddenly had that someone kill your person. At that point, what will you do? Within the period, the times you had the information, and when you go to the scene, everything about yourself change. And sometimes, if you don't have self-control, or if you are not control yourself enough, you can do any other thing and stick. And that is what happened. That our colleagues die. You don't expect the drivers to be on that, what do they call, that right thinking mind, to do whatever you think. I am not saying that blocking other people is the right, but there's no way there should be a protest or with the peculiar nature of our business that is not going to affect the public one way or the other. Even if we don't protest blocking the way, and at the point we say, okay, peacefully we are withdrawing our service, it's going to also affect the public, because we serve public. So that is why the what do they call the task force officials supposed to have been orientated on how to deal with this sector, because it's a very important and economic sector in a country, not only the state, in the country. So that is the area we are going. This thing should put in a proper way, so that everybody will know his boundary and do their work.
Okay. All right. So let's open the phone lines now. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0007, 930-6416. Once again, 0809-030-6416. All right, that is our WhatsApp and Telegram number. All right, let's get to Twitter and Facebook at Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH. At Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook and Twitter. Please remember, do not make derogatory or defamatory comments. If you didn't see it or hear it, do not make unsubstantiated claims. And please, very importantly, do not make comments that will be seen as inciting.
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info, let's talk.
All right, so we're still speaking with the Urban Drivers Welfare Association here in River State, and Comrade Lekian is my guest this morning, talking about how the welfare of drivers can be improved, some of the challenges that they've been facing in recent times here in River State. And now he made mention earlier that the unified ticketing system was meant to solve the challenges of double ticket and hell. But now you said earlier that recently it's like some people have now started to come out and they're now disturbing drivers of the association. So what have you done about that? Have you gone to meet the police? Have you alerted the Ministry of Transport, the Commission of Transportation? What's going on in that particular area?
That area is that what we are seeing is that some other elements are coming in with some I don't know, illegal ticket as regards
is it community boys? Are they called groups?
Sometimes they said they are local governments, constable and local government, but at the end
do they have proof?
So at the end of the day, when you go to the local government, they will tell you they don't know them. So what we are trying to do, this government have just a few time to leave. So we are just trying to collect all what we have, to see that the incoming administrations will actually present what we have and see what it can do about that. Because every government gets its own pattern of doing things. So let's see if there will be a different pattern altogether with the incoming government. But this one, I don't think. Sometimes I say we have complained a whole lot of things. When you complain and nobody is listening to you, you look as if you are a fool. Because they have one or the other that they are remitting money to. So therefore, whatever you are saying is just they just put it in dustbin. Okay, so
your welfare organization, sometimes you guys help. You mention protect. Now in this case, let's say somebody is sick, you guys also provide support for the person.
Yes, that is a part of the welfare. Okay, if you're sick, what do they call? If you're born and a whole lot of things we do. That is part of the welfare. We make sure we take care of ourselves by ourselves.
Okay. Bernard is speaking to us from Mumubiakani. Bernard, good morning to you, please.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. Yeah, I want to just I just want to react to something to your guest in the studio. Now, what are they doing? And what is the government doing about the driver that was killed by those hoodlums they call themselves River State Government Patrol?
Well,
they killed somebody. That was the one we heard, though. We are not hearing about the brutality they were doing prior to that time that they killed that driver. We are not hearing about how they turn people to those cars, how they smash the windshield of people, damage their headlamp, because they are doing one frustrated job they call Paxo.
Bernard, hold on, Bernard. People are talking.
Inaugurate a new tax force. Maybe after the new administration, then the next time attacking them, killing them, they will say, okay, problem has happened.
Okay, Bernard, thank you very much. Bernard is obviously very angry.
Yeah.
But that's why I always warn you, please be very careful with the words. Now, these are constituted authorities talking about the tax force, and they are meant to do a job. We cannot disavow or deny that, some sections of protocol are much cleaner and more arranged because of the tax force. You don't see people, selling in everywhere like they used to before. Can their jobs be better done? Yes. We agree, but to say that it's not a frustrated job. It's constituted by the governor of the state, and we've seen progress with that. But he asked a very important question. He said, "So what about when they want to constitute another group? Are you people going to be involved in the process?"
By right, our government run. At least, if government want to do things in the transport sector, what is idea to do is to actually invite the stakeholders of that sector and say, we brainstorm, this is what we intend to do, what do we have to bring on table of how to do it better so that it will benefit all of us, both the government, you and the public. I think that is the target here. So, but in our case in River State, it's a different case where government will just come up and enact laws and do things, and at the end of the day, you don't have a sense of belonging. You are not being carried along. And what happened is that government, they will come and begin to implement it on ground and say government has given up power to do this and do that. You don't have anything.
Okay, so would it be proper for you, because I know in the past, we've had comments like the representative of the chairman, will maybe not just even write, they'll go to the commissioner's office, and say, we want the commissioner, let's talk about this. Even if the commissioner not invited them, but because, like you said, you are representing a group of people, that's what, I'm just suggesting, maybe that's what should be done. Well, our time is up here, Comrade Lekian, thank you very much. It's good that at least you've let the public know that this is what you do. That there's a group, the Urban Drivers Welfare Association, and you go about trying to take care of the drivers' birthing when you are sick and things like that. It's sad that this has happened, and the case is still with the police, I believe.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we'll leave it at that. We'll find out from the police as the investigations come, and we'll call you if there's any other information that needs to be had.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for coming through this morning. So we'll take a break. It's always good to get to hear from all the sides in a particular conversation. So ceteris paribus, as soon as we can get no representative of the River State Tax Force to also come and wade in here. How have they been liaising with this drivers association? What exactly needs to be done to improve the welfare, not just the drivers, but indeed of you, the commuters, those who use the roads regularly here in River State. My name is Jude. Hello, Port Harcourt returns.